Friends, how are you all? I hope you all are fine at your home and healthy. Myself Ankita Best and you all are welcome to my class. So students, today we will start our new chapter of class 3rd and subject is E.V.S. So let's start. Our chapter is chapter number 6, many leaves. Students, we have discussed some important parts of this chapter which are parts of leaf, size, shape, color, number and smell. These are the important topics of this chapter which we have been discussed earlier. So today we will discuss our new topic of this chapter which is usefulness of leaves. So let's start. Leaves are useful for us in the following ways. Many leaves store food and are eaten by us. For example, cabbage, lettuce, and spinach. Animals like deer and goat depend on plants for their food. People chew the betel leaf as paan. Tendu leaves are used for making bidis. Some leaves are used during religious ceremonies, puja, for example, leaves of mango, tulsi, and banana. So, students, there are different kinds of leaves in which some of the leaves we are consuming as our food, like spinach, lettuce, and cabbage, as green vegetables, and most of the herbivorous animals are depend on the plant leaves like deer, goat, giraffe, etc. Some people like to eat paan, which is called betel leaf in English. Tendu leaves are used to make bidis, and in some of the leaves which are used in puja or religious ceremonies in our homes, like leaves of mango, tulsi, and banana. So let's move to our next topic, which is some leaves have medicinal properties. Neem leaves are used to cure skin diseases. Tulsi leaves are used to cure cough and cold. The leaves of peppermint and spearmint plants are used to flavor sweets and chewing gum. Some leaves are used for decorations. So students, some leaves are used to cure our diseases like Neem and Tulsi. They both are used for their medicinal properties. Neem leaves cure our skin diseases and Tulsi leaves are used to cure cough and cold. Peppermint and spearmint leaves are used to enhance the flavoring of sweets and chewing gums. Some of the leaves are used as decorations. So let's move to our next topic, which is some leaves are used to serve food. Like banana leaves are used in most part of India to serve food. Dark leaves are used to make bowls in which we eat chaat or golgappas. So, student, you also have been eaten in pattals and dosas. I hope so. These pattals and dosas, donas, sorry, are used from the shopkeepers. These are prepared by the leaves. The leaves of henna plant are dried and powdered. The powder is mixed with water and a paste is made, which is used as mehndi. It is applied on the palms and feet for beauty and on hair to nourish it. So, there is a leaf called henna is also known as mehndi is used to make our palm and feet beautiful. First of all, to make it in powder form, these leaves are dried and converted into powder form. After it, we mix water in it and a paste is formed which is applied on our palms, feet, or we can also use in our hair to nourish it. So, in this way, the leaves are also used for decorating or to beautify ourselves. The leaves of trees like palm are used to make roofs of kacha houses like huts, jhopdis. As you can see in the picture also, some kind of leaves like coconut leaves, palm leaf, kush leaves are used to make roofs of kacha houses, which is also known as jhopdis. Next point, leaves help to keep the air clean by giving out oxygen. Humans and animals need it to stay alive. So students, as we know that leaves are the most important part of our nature because it gives us clean oxygen to inhale. Without it, humans and animals cannot be stay alive. So they are necessary and they are very helpful for us. Various designs made on wooden doors and textiles are inspired by leaves. So students, there are so many textiles and design on wooden, or you can see in the different kinds of mehndi designs also, they are inspired by leaves. So many wooden carvings are inspired by leaves. So let's move to our next topic, which is shedding of leaves. So most plants shed their leaves at least once a year. Some trees like deciduous trees lose their leaves in autumn to cut their need of water in winter when water may be frozen. So students, some of the trees like deciduous lose its leaf once a year in autumn season. For the preparation of winter, it shed its leaf to reduce the water consumption because in winter season all water is in the frozen form. In the same way, in hot regions, deciduous trees shed their leaves at the beginning of a dry season. To reduce the water consumption, some deciduous trees which are present in hot region shed their leaves in the beginning of the dry season, which is summer season. Let's see next point, which is some trees lose their leaves at the onset of spring or before winter, while others shed their leaves twice a year, once before winter and once after winter. So students, some there are some plants or some trees which shed their leaves one set of spring, means once a year, but some of the trees are shed their trees twice a year, before the winter and after the winter also. Next point, leaves fall when the water supply to them is cut off by a layer of tissue in the bark that grows across the leaf stalk. The opening of the twigs are closed and are covered by skin later. So student, as you can see that the process by which a plant drop one or more of its parts such as a leaf, fruit, flower or sheet is called abscission. Here in abscission, the water supply of the leaf is cut off by a layer of tissue in the bark that grow across the leaf stalk, and later the opening of the tube are closed and are covered by screen later. As you can see in the picture also, there is a leaf scar or mark. So in this way leaves are shed. So let's move to our next topic, which is making of compost. So we can use their fallen leaves to make compost or manure. Dried leaves can be converted into a manure called compost. So students, how can we make compost? So compost can be made in the following way. So let's start reading what are the different steps of making compost. First is dig a pit in a garden, collect all dry fallen leaves and put them into the pit. Household garbage like vegetable, peels, paper, etc. can also be put in it. Keep the waste moist with the water. Next step, once the pit is full, cover it with a thick layer of mud. Every fortnight, sprinkle some water and move the contents with a long stick. After 3 to 4 months, you will find the dark brown compost ready. You can use it in the garden as a manure for growing potted plants. So here you can see in the picture also that there are 5 steps are given to make a compost. In the first step, you have to dig a pit, or you can use any container to collect all the fallen leaves, your household garbage, which is like vegetable peels or your leftover food, etc. After that, you have to put everything in a pit or a container and cover it with a thick layer of mud and moisture it with the water. Later, after fortnight, means 14 days after, you have to move all the content with a long stick. In this way, in this process, like this, you have to repeat this process after every 14 days or fortnight. In this way, after 3 to 4 months, you can find a dark brown compost which is ready for your potted plant. So by following these 5 steps, you can also make your own compost in your house. So let's move to our next topic, which is overview of the chapter. So student, that means your chapter is completed and we are just revising our chapter. So first is, a leaf consists of a leaf blade, midvein, side veins, stomata and a stalk. So students, these are also called parts of leaves. So earlier we have studied each of it in brief. Second is, leaves show diversity. They differ in color, shape, size and number. Next is, leaves are useful to us in several ways as food. Some have medicinal properties. Some are used in puja for decoration, etc. So next is, most trees shed their leaves at least once a year. Dry fallen leaves can be used to make a compost. So students, now we have completed our chapter, which is many leaves. Next we will do its exercises and question answers. That's all for now. Thank you.